Hello and good morning, good afternoon and a very good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope well today, hope you're feeling grand and also when you're old. Hello everybody. Today's video tube we're doing a shootout between the Boss Katana Artist Mark III and the Boss Katana Artist Mark II, which is just behind me down there. Should be fairly, pretty self-explanatory really. We're just going to do like a cleanish kind of tone and a distortion tone. And we're going to do it with the mic and DI. So what you're going to hear first is the Mark II, clean, and then you'll hear the Mark III, clean-ish, with the SM57. Then you'll hear the Mark II, distortion, and then you'll hear the Mark III, distortion with the SM57, and then we'll do it again with the DI. So you'll then hear the Mark I DI'd, clean tone, so on and so forth. You get what I mean. So and I'm just curious really to kind of how they differ. I'm going to set them the same. You know, I set all my katanas to the same thing, and I'm just curious, kind of like if and what the differences are tonally. So without further ado, let's get to it. No pedals either, Pikachu. All the tones you hear today are coming from the amps. There's no outside interference. We just lead into the amp, into the guitar. And job is a good un. So, let's find out where the differences lie, shall we? Let's do this. Okay, Pikachu, there you go. That's the 8 examples, say with the mic and DI as well. So for me, Pikachu, I'm just going to turn this one off. For me, personally, the Mark III won. By a nose. Like, literally just kind of, it just had a little bit more, and I'll explain why that is in a second. And again, I'm not saying the Mark III won just because, oh, Boss gave you that amp and you're saying it just because. I'm not. I'm saying it because sonically, it sounded better to me. Did it sound infinitely better? No. This amp still rules, but there was something in the Mark III that just made my ear prick up even more. It was like when we compared the Katana 50, the Mark I to the Mark III. The Mark III was just a little bit better tonally than the Mark I. The Mark I still sounded really, really good, but it had this, I don't want to say thin nature, because it's not a thin sound, but there's this kind of almost harshness. And the Mark II still has that. The Mark III doesn't have it as much. It's still kind of there, but it isn't there a lot. And the Mark III to me was just a lot rounder. And when I mean harshness, I mean kind of like, cut. You know what I mean? Like, the sound sounds a lot more focused and kind of like, it cuts more. But the sound was just a little bit more rounded, focused, bigger, fatter. Had a lot more low end in the Mark III, which I really, really like. I like not loads and loads of low end, obviously, but like, enough to make me kind of go, oh yeah. And so when I was listening back to it, I was like, the differences were quite staggering, I thought. I was expecting there to be not much of a difference, but there actually is, which is kind of blowing my mind, to be honest with you, Pikachu. I'm a bit taken aback by it, because I didn't expect there to be such a difference. But there is. It's a bit, my brain is having a hard time kind of comprehending it. Same as with the other Katana shootout we did. It was like a bit like, it was a bit confuzzling, but in a good way, you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, the Mark III should be better than the Mark II. It's like the Mark III 50-watt Katana should be better than the Mark I 50-watt Katana because it's the Mark III. It's been refined. So if it's not better tonally, what's going on there? I mean, I'm sure some people would prefer the sound of a Mark II over the Mark III. But for me, sonically, the Mark III has this one beaten. I love this amp to bits. I'm never getting rid of it. I'm never losing it, and it's never going anywhere. But for me, if I had to go to a gig now and I had to pick between this one and this one, the Mark III, which I'm sat on, I would pick the Mark III. Because again, like I say, sonically it's bigger, rounder, it's more focused, it's still got all that cut that I love, but it's just warmer. Whereas the Mark II still has all the cut, it's big and fat, but it's a tad scratchier sounding, if that's a word to be used. It's still amazing. Sounds effing ridiculous, the Mark II. But for me, the Mark III just is like, oh, wow, that's a bit special. And like I say, yeah, it should be better. It should be different, because it's the Mark III. It's not the Mark II. They're going to be different. I didn't expect such a difference, but I don't know why I expected, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think I was going in this to expecting anything, because I kind of didn't want to be swayed by anything. But let me know, comment section below, Pikachu. I'll be very curious, like I always am with these videos. I want to hear your comments. Which one did you prefer and why? Mark II or Mark III? Which one was it and why was it? Because, like I say, for me, the Mark III just sounded perfect. Like, I've always loved the sound of this, and to me, before this came along, this was perfect. But now Boss have done that incredible thing where they've improved on perfection. I don't know how they're doing it, but I'm glad they are, and it's amazing. Roll on Mark IV. I'm almost scared of Mark IV because it's these amps are just getting better exponentially. Well, not exponentially, but but a bit at a time. Every time there's a new one. I love the XLR DI on this one. I think the XLR DI on this sounds better than the Jack DI on this one. The Jack DI on this sounds good, but the XLR on this one definitely carries more weight to it. You can hear there's more low end, it's fatter, it's richer sounding, it's just, in my opinion, better. Yeah, it's crazy, it really is mad. I didn't expect there to be such a drastic difference that there was, to be honest with you. It really shocked me. Yeah, I'm a bit taken aback by it. Like I say, it's not humongous, but it is still a difference, and again, it's enough to make me go, well, I would pick the Mark III if I was going for each one of these. I mean, if I had to use the Mark II, I wouldn't be crying about it. I'd be still very, very happy. But the Mark III, just me tonally, just was like, whoa, yes, mate, I'm having a bit more of that. And I love it. It sounds great. Everything just sounded a little bit better, you know, in my opinion. But again, what did you hear, people of YouTube? Let me know in the comment section below which one you preferred and why, because I really want to know what your thoughts are on this one. So that's that, really. Yeah, blown away again by these things. Honestly, the Boss Katanas are just, they are pretty much the amp to end all amps. You know, like I said in the review of the Mark III, you can find, if any tone you're after, you can find it in this. Given enough time and knowing how to use it, you'll find that sound in these things. You know what I mean? They really are, like I say, Swiss Army penknife of guitar amps. I cannot rave enough about the Boss Katanas. You know, people who've been following this channel for long enough know how much I love them. You know, I've got a lot of them, and I love every single one of them, and I have no desire to lose any of them because they're all fantastic. I'll tell you one thing, people of the tube, to run both of these together, I've got something in my eye, that's good, to run these both together in stereo, which we might have to do in a video at some point, would be amazing because they do sound different. Like, you know, they take up different sonic spaces. It would be really cool. And a really cool thing is what you could do live is you can mic both of these up with, say, like a ribbon mic on one, SM57 on the other, and then you could also take line out from both of them as well. So you'd have 4 signals of guitar. That'd be amazing for recording, because then you could blend them together to create one almighty sound. And we might have to do that in a video, PeopleTube. What do you reckon? I think it could be quite interesting. But yeah, it'd be amazing. And again, these things work live as well. They're loud, man. They're super loud, and they've got boom. They've got oomph, and they kick it out. It's amazing. They really do. They're absolutely stunning amp. Just to let you know as well, I was mic'd up in the same place on each amp, which is just off to the if the dust cover's there, basically just off to the right side of the dust cover of the speaker. I mic'd up both amps same mic, same lead, same camera, same EQ, same everything. Crazy, absolutely crazy. I didn't expect to be a difference. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. If you like the channel, please consider becoming a patron of Patreon. Links down in the description box below. Helps keep the channel going, and you know, it just helps in general. Just kind of, you know, to survive, which I'm not having a very good time of late, if you can see. Also, there's links to the description box below to my band Red Giant. We have a single out called Monsters. If you haven't heard it, please do. We have a new single coming out very, very soon called Why. And yeah, really looking forward to that one because that song's really important to me. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good one. I'll see you again. Goodbye now. Thank you indeed.